Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to another Brawl Stars video, and today we're going to be talking about the update that is going to be revealed in tomorrow's Brawl Talk. So let's just jump into things. If you want to be notified when I post my video about the actual update, which is going to be coming next Monday, make sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell. It really helps me out if you do that. But anyway, the first thing that we know is going to be in this update is the new Underdog System. This system is supposed to counteract unfair matchmaking and sort of compensate when you're either stuck with teammates who are very, very low or against a team who is a lot higher above you. So right now the main issue is that, for example, someone who has a 500 trophy brawler could have a friend who is just starting out the game and has a 100 trophy brawler, and they go in a duo into a 3v3 match and you get stuck with them. And so the matchmaking is going to be pretty unfair because you have that really bad 100 trophy player on your team. Trust me, this happens a lot. I always get stuck with these like power 2 Shellies who have no clue what they're doing. And you still get matched up based on the highest person's trophies in your team, so that way you don't suddenly get matched up with super low players, and then you can sort of game the system because then all your matches will be really easy. So you're sort of forced to be facing against these good players while you have that one very, very bad player on your team. So essentially, when this happens, when there's a 200 trophy difference at least between your two teammates, you're going to be given the underdog status. And essentially, when you get that in a specific game, you lose fewer trophies when you lose that game, and you also gain more trophies if you win that game. So essentially, they're just saying, yeah, we know this is going to happen. Sometimes matchmaking is going to be pretty stupid, but hopefully it doesn't impact you as much now since you're not losing as many trophies from it. And I think that it's definitely a good idea. Honestly, I think they should just prevent people from going in if they have a larger than 200 trophy gap between them in the first place. But this is what we're going to have, and it's definitely better than what it was before. And you can also be the underdog if for some reason you get matched up against a team whose average trophy count is actually 200 more than your average trophy count. So that's like if all the brawlers on your team are about 500 and all the brawlers on your opponent's team average about 700. Then you're all going to get underdog status, and you're going to get a lot more trophies if you win that game and lose fewer if you lose. I personally love this, since the only game that has ever gone live for me ever in any Supercell game was a severely mismatched game just like this, where we were against 900 trophy players. So I'm very, very glad that they're adding this into the game. Now, I did kind of see a loophole that hopefully they have programs around or saw coming, and that is like, what happens if there is like a 600 trophy brawler who goes in with their friend who just unlocked a new brawler who has 0 trophies on them, and then you go in with your 600 trophy brawler and get matched with them. So together, if you add up all your trophies, you have 1200 total trophies on your team, which means since you have 3 players, you divide it by 3, that's an average of 400 trophies per person. But then, since they match you based on your highest trophy count on your team, you're getting matched up against all 600 players. So your average is 400 and their average is 600. Which means theoretically you should all get underdog from that. But the party with the 600 trophy players are the ones who should be giving you the underdog rather than them getting it themselves, because they're the ones providing the liability. So hopefully if this is the case, they still don't give that team of 2 the underdog and only give you the underdog, but we'll have to see it when it comes out. Otherwise, that's kind of a really stupid loophole that you could definitely exploit. But next, let's talk about the gadgets that were revealed in the thumbnail of the Brawl Talk that is going to come tomorrow. If we take a look at them here, they sort of look like something similar to star powers. Like it's going to be some sort of ability. Maybe you can activate them mid-match. Maybe you can equip them to your brawlers beforehand. And honestly, I think it would be best if these gadgets weren't brawler specific like star powers are. So maybe, for example, there was some gadget that boosts your speed or whatever that you could attach to any given brawler before you start a match. And I think this would be great because it would actually maximize the number of customizable possibilities in the game. Like for example, since there are 34 brawlers, or will be 34 brawlers after this update, times 2 star powers each, that'll be 68 different options you could go into a match with. But then even if you just have these 3 gadgets that they revealed in the thumbnail, that multiplies the total amount of combos by 3, so that would get you 204 different combinations you could go into a match with, and that just allows for so much customization. And if they even got it up to 34 gadgets, like for example if they had 1 for each brawler, but you could put them on any given brawler, that would multiply the amount of combinations we have by 34 again. So we would have like 2,312 different combinations of brawlers and gadgets that you could use to go into any given game, which I think is an insane amount of customization. I think the game really needs that extra skill level and that extra amount of customization that will allow games to be a lot more interesting. But if they do end up making them brawler specific, there's really only 1 option per brawler, so that doesn't increase the amount of combos we have at all. So there will still be only 68 combos, and I have to say I do think they are going to be brawler specific based on this image, because if you look at the left, it really looks like one of Mr. P's robo porters with that little sphere thing on the top connected with like a stem to the head. That's basically the design of the robo porter. And if you look at his tin can star power, it actually uses a very very similar shape to represent that Roboporter as well as the home base. So I definitely think this is going to be related specifically to Mr. P. I don't think it really applies to anything else in the game. It could just be a general thing. Maybe it boosts like movement speed or whatever if you see those little lightning bolts in the back. I don't know, but I do think this is going to be specific to Mr. P, and so unfortunately I do think these are going to be brawler specific in general. You can look at the one on the right there. It looks like it's definitely going to be related to either Bo or Crow. Honestly, I think it looks more like Bo because the beak is sort of up higher, which makes it look more like a sort of hat like Bo is wearing. And the middle doesn't necessarily look brawler specific. It just looks like you get health whenever you're in bushes, which is literally just Rosa's star power. So I'm not sure how that's going to work, but we will find all that out tomorrow. Let's move on to the final thing that was revealed, and that is the new Brawler. Now in the thumbnail, it is very, very dark, so you cannot really see much, but if you actually increase the lightness by a significant amount, you can see the colors a lot more clearly, and this looks like a brawler who's gonna fit into the family of sort of Carl and Dynamite, that gem grab miner sort of theme. But at the same time, she also does seem to have red hair. I'm not sure if that's like another part of her hat. I don't think it is, because her pigtails in the back sort of look like very dark purple-ish, but she could technically also be a part of Jessie and Pam's family. She is holding something, which is sort of a common theme throughout that family. They all spawn things with their supers. So definitely one of those two families I think she's going to fit into. But it looks like her special ability is going to be using a drill and perhaps going underground. And the reason I think this is, one, because a lot of people have sort of been talking about it recently. And also, if you look on her hat, that icon definitely sort of looks like a triangular drill shape. And it's kind of hard to see what she's holding because it's behind the text. But if you look at the very tip of it, it looks like it's coming to a point like a drill would do. So I definitely think she's going to be a sort of driller type brawler. Very interested to see how she's going to attack, but once again, we're going to have to wait and find out tomorrow. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Once again, please subscribe and hit that bell icon if you want to be notified when I'm actually talking about this update. I make videos on really useful guides specific to brawlers and game modes and everything about Brawl Stars, Clash of Clans, and Clash Royale every week, so do be sure to subscribe. It really, really helps me out. And don't forget to like and comment if you did enjoy this video. But that's all for today, guys, so see you later.
Make the streams louder.